See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage. Not this is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
TOTB is back in full effect. Welcome back to the Thinking Outside the Box podcast. We are so glad that y'all tuned in another week with us. We know we're crazy, but man, definitely thank everybody for tuning in, man. Be sure you follow us not only on NDTV Network, which is Thinking Outside the Box show, you'll see it pop right up, but also on YouTube, TOTB_show, right? For your chance, remember, for your chance to win some money, free money, only thing I do is just go subscribe, like, and comment on one of our videos. And it's that easy. We got a lot of great things coming up in store for you guys, man. So thank you guys for all your shares and your likes and your comments and things like that, man. But be prepared to take off because this summer, TOTB is about to take off for real. So with that being said, let's introduce, of course, you know the guys on the panel, but let's introduce them anyway. My man to the right, Moolah Man. Tell them what's up. Where can they find you?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You can find me at Moolah Monster Collections on Instagram. Check me out.
You know it. Right here to my left, man, philosopher himself, man. Say what's up to the people, man. Where can they find you?
Salute. You can find me at Black_Scholar00. And just like Red said, it's going to be a TOTB summer. Look out for us.
Ooh, come on now. Come through. All the way to the left, man needs no introduction himself. Holy Ground, say what's up to the people. Where can they find you?
Man, bless you, great people, man. You can find me at Holy Ground on Instagram. Same on Facebook, man. God bless you.
You know what it is. And of course, I'm Reggie moving forward. You can find me at the NASSOCIETY on Instagram. And with that, we are
Thinking Outside the Box.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, the last couple shows we had, of course, has been a certain mood to them, right? If you caught the last couple shows, we've been bringing awareness to a lot of social injustices that have been going on in our community, in our world, right? Well, of course, it's not going to stop. We're going to have shows talking about a lot of different things. This is nothing different, all right? Of course, there was something that happened in our community, news-wise and everything like that. We're going to bring some awareness to it. The guys on the panel is going to give their thoughts on it. But, of course, nobody can break it down and introduce it like Holy Grind. Tell them what we're talking about, bro.
So check this out. You know, a lot of people look at us and they see us do a lot of controversial things, Reg. You know what I mean? And it's not for the purpose of just grabbing the crowd, but it's because it's things that we talk about amongst ourselves, even personally, as friends, you know? And we dealing with something immediate that we wanted to discuss. And just the topic of today's discussion is a guilty verdict enough?
Enough.
Is a guilty verdict enough? Of course, we know that Derek Chauvin just got found guilty on all 3 charges.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Justice.
Shout out to Justice. Or the beginning of Justice.
We'll
get into that later.
There it is.
So that's the question for today. Is a guilty verdict enough?
So, to everybody that's tuning in, welcome. Once again, thank you for tuning into the show, man. Be sure you like, subscribe, and comment and share this episode and every other episode that we got. So the topic we're talking about today is a guilty verdict enough? Now, we can go a lot of different ways with that, right? So first, I'm going to tell you my initial response. You guys can tell me your initial response because I don't know if it was just me, but that day I was on pins and needles trying to see what the verdict was.
Yes,
it was like they was taking all day to announce it. And I'm like, oh, it's about to be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, but when it first happened, I thought, okay, that's a W, but what about the sentencing? Immediately my mind came, okay, is they about to give them some BS numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because we've seen it happen in the past, right? You know, where officers who quote unquote get found guilty, they get a year, 2 years or something, some BS like that, right? So I think the sentence is in about 8 weeks or something like that. We'll see then. But initially my thought was, yeah, okay, they did something to say, here, let me shut the niggas up, you know, but sentencing come, we're gonna be mad again, wanna riot again. I mean, what was your initial thought, bro, when you first heard the verdict?
Well, first, like I told y'all weeks before, sometimes I gotta just let y'all.
You did. Hey, we ain't gonna lie, you did.
Hey, I'm
said
telling
it.
y'all, you know what I'm
said
saying? I told y'all he's gonna get found guilty. You know, the sentence is gonna be different. But it was too much going on. You know, and especially with the COVID and, you know, a lot of things going on. Listen, the jury went in day one, he's guilty. They didn't even have to hear too much of that. He went in, he's guilty. But what I was doing, you know, I was contemplating, you know, I know he was gonna get guilty, but I was contemplating like everybody on social media now trying to say that we won and all this. You know, we like won and it's gazillion to one. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that's what it is right now. So, you know, we can't get crazy and start celebrating over the victory, but you know, he needs to be locked up with, you know, some more animals, you know. But that's what he is. He's an animal.
And well, the question is like Reg was saying, is the time limit. Because we, you know, how long will he be locked up for? But now the good thing about it is, like, the trial was excellent. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you did say it, you know. But what really turned me was the prosecution team. Like, they went at him from point, like, you know, they went at him like Jerry. What is black man? What's his? What was
I
the,
think that's something like
Jerry? Yeah.
It's probably Blackwell.
Jerry Blackwell.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jerry Blackwell, brain fart. Jerry Blackwell, when he did the opening arguments, right? And he was talking about what a police supposed to be and the oath that they take.
Oh yeah.
You know, when he went into that, I'm like, man, and then he went into telling them, like, you gonna hear things about how this caused his murder, this caused his death, this caused his death, but the physical response of his body did not prove that this caused his death. I was like, oh, they got some real people, and I'm not just saying that because he's Jerry Black. He went at him and opened it up, and then when he told the oath for the police, that really it really put a whole new perspective on how we view law enforcement and how we ought to view Minnesota law enforcement about an oath that they take, right? So, and then when I start seeing them, you know, interview people and change things around, you know, as far as like what the defense was bringing up, and they was making people, you know, like really turning people into their witnesses, literally, like the guy that tried to say he could have died from the car fumes, and he was like, was the car on? And dude couldn't even tell him if the car was on or not. I'm like, man, they got a real prosecution team. Yeah. These ain't just nobody, they just doing it. They handpicked some good people. So I'm seeing like, okay, they really fighting for this, right? They really fighting for us. So now it's like, I'm starting to look at it like, we do got a chance. You know what I'm saying? And then the judge surprised me because when it was that Maxine Waters, what's that? That's that Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters, the Congresswoman.
Yeah, when she said what she said, and they asked him to, they asked for a mistrial. Yeah. Remember, they asked for a mistrial because she was threatening them, and he was like, "I'm not finna get no mistrial because first of all, I told the jury don't watch the news. Right. So if they doing what I told them to do, they shouldn't even know what she said unless you told them. You know what I'm saying?" He said, now it may be a reason for appeal later, which may be something to come back to haunt us on this trial. You know what I'm saying? But when he didn't give them a mistrial, it even put the judge in a new perspective of me, because I seen him attack some of the prosecution witnesses to a certain extent. Yeah. And I thought the judge was biased a little bit, but then he proved not to be biased throughout the trial, you know what I mean? So, well, as far as I saw it. So then it gave me a sense of, man, maybe Jeff was right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this one we finna get, but then in the same sense. So now what I'm saying was that gives me kind of like a feeling like maybe the judge may not be so lenient to give him a amber sentence. You remember the one who shot the boy who was went in his apartment and shot him? And they gave her that little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When she went to the wrong apartment.
Right.
I'm gonna say, like, to your question, I was kind of surprised, right? I thought that he would get charged, but not with the extent that he did. Right. So I didn't believe it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm happy about that, but I wonder, like, you know, how they pulling us in, or how the media is pulling in, is because everything was televised. Right. Did the judge do the right thing because the judge knew he was on TV?
Right.
Did the jury do the right thing because it was being televised? And so now we ain't really debating right or wrong. We really arguing about what we saw.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we got to be careful of the, you know, what they call it, the 3-card Molly around here. Right. So this so you mean only way we win if it's on TV and camera? So they did the 3-card Molly on us. So now they can use that against her if something real serious happened. And then they'd be like, man, we gave you the Chauvin situation, right? So to me, a guilty verdict ain't really enough for me, right? Like I believe police officers, not all, but they should go through longer periods of training before they even certified. And even when they in, heavy traffic areas or high prep, they need to be pulled up out of that because I think it's messing with them psychologically, right? It's, with the interactions that they have. And so to me, it's good that happened, but I don't see that really changing nothing.
I think that what gets lost in the sauce sometimes is, especially, like my man Mullah said, social media is so trendy, right? Once the verdict was announced and everybody was like, yeah, okay. A day later, people was back talking about other stuff. The relevance of what happened, the verdict was kind of lost in the sauce 24 hours later.
Right.
So at some point, what has to happen for us as Black people for it to last, for the momentum to keep going, because let social media tell it, yeah, we won, yeah, he's guilty, yeah. The next day, what's up with y'all? See that new Chief Keef song? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
You know what I say? What was the old girl that recorded the George Floyd?
Daniela,
I think it's Jackson, something like that.
her name was Daniela. What's her last name? Look it up real quick. Her first name. Go ahead while I look it up.
Anyway, right, but what she did was that was remarkable too, right? But we need more people like that. Like
Daniela Frazier.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shout out to her, man.
Shout out to Daniela
she made
Frazier.
history.
Yes, she did.
But we need when police are we can't count on everything they supposed to do by the book. So sometimes when people are around, I think your boy Corn said that. You know what I'm saying? We got to start filming. We got to start, you know what I'm saying? Because it seems like sometimes the police want confrontation. You know what I'm saying? Like they want it. So sometimes we have to be there to, maybe this camera can diffuse it, and help it in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Something do bad happen. You know what I'm saying? So, we won't get shout out to her.
I think her name pronounced Darnella Frazier. But it's funny that you brought that up because that was so powerful. Like even her testimony, I remember her testimony on where she was talking about how she wished she could do more. She said, because when she looked at Chauvin, she looked like, I got a father who Black, I got a brother who Black, and it's like I wanted to do more, but then she said she even used to, like at night, she'd be like, I'm sorry, I didn't do more. Yeah. She said, but I had to realize it wasn't about what I was supposed to do, but what Chauvin was supposed to do. So therefore, she did do the right thing, because what she did could change the tide, rather than her doing something physical, dying, and then them justifying killing them by the fact like they was being jumped. My thing is, the guilty verdict is not enough. Keith Ellison said it best, that's why I said we'll get back to that later when you that justice, shout out to justice. Like the beginning of justice, Keith Ellison was like, this is the beginning of justice, because justice is making things whole. George Floyd's life is gone. Can't bring him back. So we got to start repairing the breach. You know what I'm saying? We got to start, like you said, better training. I think now they starting to do like a virtual reality training in situations similar to the ones they face, which is good. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go through a virtual reality and you respond to this in a way that is not lethal, then you have no excuse to do it when it's in real life.
Well,
you know
like the Dante Wright, she was according to the facts, she was a trainer, right? The young boy that got killed.
In Minnesota, the other one.
So she 26 years. So that didn't really.
Wait a minute, say that again.
She was on the force for
26 years. I didn't know she was on the force that long.
No, it be the ones. When I tell you, it be the ones who do. You know what I'm saying? Who want the confrontation. And who do all the brutality be the ones who be 10 years or plus on the force. And when I go back to it, they tired of chasing.
Tired of chasing. They tired. You talking about Kimberly Porter.
Yes.
Or Potter.
Potter.
Kimberly Potter. You know, and it was crazy because, you know, I mean, I done held a gun before.
Yeah.
I didn't have the taser before. I don't know if it's the same taser, but I know people that say they didn't have the same taser that the police hold. Then when you look at the video and you see her hand, she said, "I'm gonna tase you." After she shot him, he drove off. She was like, "Oh, I think I just shot him." You knew what no taser in your hand.
Man.
How do you come to that conclusion? You think you just shot because you knew you had a gun in your hand.
Tired of chasing.
Tired of chasing.
So when I'm going back, the cameras only made this problem public, but it ain't gonna stop him from shooting.
No, it ain't right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
All it did was say, yeah, it is happening.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But so it has to be something else systematically. So then we got to ask our question, what can we do to help change this situation? What should we be telling ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. And, you know, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. We are talking about, of course, the guilty verdict that happened with the George Floyd murder. And what we're asking the question, is the guilty verdict enough, right? And there's a lot of different instances that we can talk about. Of course, leave your comments below and tell us what you think about what we're talking about. Give your feedback as well. Well, we want to know what you guys think, because that's one instance. And then I meant to bring this up to the guys because we really didn't get a chance to talk about it before. But do you guys remember, this happened not too long ago, the officer with the black man that was in an army suit, right? And he got pepper sprayed or something like that, right?
The lieutenant.
Right.
Lieutenant.
The army lieutenant.
So that's just another example of this man is in a uniform, right? He don't got on a black hood. He don't, his pants not off his head. Like, he's a black man in an army. He's probably more ranked than a police officer that pulled him over.
He was a lieutenant.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what do you guys really, if that man can get harassed and pepper sprayed and all that, what does that really tell you about anybody else that's black that get pulled over?
That's what it boils down to. That's why it's not just enough of a guilty verdict.
Right.
It needs to be a change and accountability on everybody.
One thing we can't change is how they see us. That's why it would never be changed. You know what I'm saying? If it's all about skin.
Well, hold on a second though. I might have to disagree with that. In a sense, we can't change them how they see us, but you know, we can attack the system that they are set. What I mean by that is, who do they work for?
Us. They supposed to work for.
But they report to the city, to the mayor, to the government. And so we got the ability to vote, and we need to start using our vote to attack them and tell them why. This is why we ain't never bringing y'all back in. This is why we ain't gonna never do those things. I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, I really don't want these people, like, it ain't gonna be no kumbaya moment, but we do got to learn how to establish, you know, how they gonna, you know, rules and regulations when it comes to us. We got to explore that. We got to at least think about it.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Because we looking for a peaceful ending, that may never come.
Yeah.
But if you attack the money and the politicians, then we at least get a sense of shit at the table.
Which is why exactly. Which is why I believe it, like, now you look at things, Black Lives Matter to them, but they still, on Jeff's side, they still don't value us.
Right.
It just matters because I don't want the city tore up.
Right.
If it goes south.
And they pass bills now in certain, what is it, Texas? I think Oklahoma doing it. Well, it's gonna be a felony. You know what I mean? So the politicians got involved, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Those politicians got involved because of the way we reacted.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They didn't ask us to get better and be nice and none of that. The politicians got involved and made bills to enforce their position. So then we playing the wrong game.
Yeah, we have to we got to help have them accountable. But it's like right now, you know, it could be 80-20. It could be 70-30 as far as bad police, good police. But if they looking at skin, you know, and you said we can change the way how they look at us, but it's gonna be hard to change that immediately. You know what I'm saying? That's why it would never be enough, because this verdict would never be enough, because if they looked at the lieutenant, you know what I'm saying? You just said he was probably higher ranking than the officer. Yeah. They looked at him as a felon or as a villain.
So
Just imagine what they look at us.
I got you. So my thing is, we still won't change their view of us. No. What you have to do, if you have to come at them from an angle that affects what they do love.
There we go.
In order for them to treat you different. Because they still view us as less. I think they still view us as less. They still view us as, they're supreme over us, they're dominant. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or they want to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they're scared of us. We probably will never change. That probably will never change. But you can get them to treat you differently by affecting what they do care about.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is what I'm really getting at. So, Dr. Umar, who I listen to a lot, we so emotional, right? Mm-hmm. So emotionally, we're gonna get out there and ride and protest. And I'm not saying nothing against
but
you.
That's a lot of fatherless boys.
But it don't really do anything with that. But as men, we need to get to the table. Yeah. You know what I mean? We need to have a conversation with the people at the table. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because see, we attacking an institution where we don't affect them financially. If they pay y'all a lawsuit, it don't come out of their pension fund. Right. Mm. So a life is lost. They done created a bill to get you arrested. And so what have we really accomplished?
Yeah. And you know what, that's when you think about it, and once again, guys, thank you guys for commenting and chiming in when we talk about it. We know this is one of those topics that can go on and on because it's ongoing, especially in our community. And what I want to ask the guys on the panel is, we talk about the topic, is the guilty verdict enough, right? Now, let's switch gears a bit because, we know as black people, we have to deal with Caucasian authority killing us. Every time police pulls us over, we have to worry about if we're going to live or die. But let's think about our own people killing us. Not too long ago, maybe a week or two ago, there was a young 7-year-old girl that was killed at a McDonald's that actually a block away from where I work at, was killed.
Jason Adams.
Condolences to her family and everything like that. You definitely don't want to hear about that. But is those people that killed that young lady and shot up that car, if they get found guilty, is a guilty verdict enough for those people? You see what I'm saying? Because our people are killing our people. Not only just Caucasian cops, but our people are killing our people. So at what point do we have to say, okay, damn, we're not safe around cops. We're not safe around ourselves. Who the hell are we safe around? You see what I'm saying? And then, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story, but suppose there's a lot of allegations going out there. It was a $20K thing. The guy was into it with some people. He was pissing on some graves or whatever like that. But one of the guys I work with told me flat out, he said, Reg, if you in these streets and you got people after you, you got to tell your people. You got to tell your wife, your daughter, look, y'all can't ride with me right now. Yeah. Y'all got to stay at the crib. I don't know what's going to happen to me in these streets just to protect y'all. You see what I'm saying? That young girl, come on, man, 7 years old.
Well, that's the man I said we got to take up anyway. In Chicago is not even just if I got beef. When I go to certain areas, I'm not taking my wife and my kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just being honest. Even if I feel like I'm going to go, I'd be like, y'all don't need to come here. It could be a restaurant in a certain area that I want to go, this in the city, and I'd be like, I'm going to go pick up the food. Yeah. You know what I mean? We ain't finna sit down and eat there. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the violence that we face and the obstacles that we face. Me of course, I'm a very spiritual man, and I do believe that I'm covered in the blood of Yeshua, covered in the blood of Jesus, and it protects me. But I have to use wisdom because the Bible say to pray and to watch. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I have to use wisdom in a lot of different areas. And even though I feel like I'm covered, I have to be wise enough to know what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go, because it's first natural, then spiritual. And a lot of times we don't use common sense, as a people, because we got a lot of young men who ain't raised with fathers who do emotional stuff, like the things that you're talking about, the allegations. That may have happened, even a young boy, even if he did, even if that's true, because I heard that too about the, pissing on somebody's grave a couple days before or a day before, or whatever. If he did that, first of all, that's crazy. Now you got somebody who looking at you like, I don't care who you with, they willing to kill even your child. Right. You know what I mean? It's too much emotions running wild. And see, when you ain't got a man, see, women are emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll tell you they're emotional. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no secret. Women are more emotional. Men, we supposed to analyze things. You know what I'm saying? God created us to look at things, analyze things for what they are, call them what they is, and not just respond. You know, we too busy just responding to things, and it's causing us our lives. It's causing our children their lives. So when you say is a guilty verdict enough? No, a guilty verdict is not enough. We got to start ourselves, help changing the mind state of our kids, help changing the mind, whether we talking to them, mentoring them, talking to our relatives, we got and leading by example, which a perfect example is we all live in the midst of this. But we've been protected by it.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
But from it.
I think like the difference between what happened with the young girl and the Chauvin situation is like, I think our people like are so quick to forgive. Like if it wasn't a young girl in charge, it was just somebody else that was killed, would we be angry about that life, or would we just dismiss it and say it ain't really none of our business? So psychologically, right, we understand us killing each other, but psychologically, we don't understand nobody else doing it to us. So here's the disconnect, because we should be just as angry. The whole community should just be as angry as we are with that police officer about this young girl. Like that young man, he should be shunned. When we see him, we should stay away from us, right? We should, strip him away from, but we'll welcome him about amongst our fold, but we need to start casting them out.
And instead of
upholding them. But we allow them to come back to the village, right? And they able to live with their sins, right? So that's why it continues on, because he's like, man, I could go out here and hit Buddy upside the head as long as he ain't cool. He's the ops. Man, they gonna still love me.
Wait a minute, you know what? Let me say this about what you just said. I'm gonna let you finish.
Right.
The proof of what you just saying is that, remember, on Chicago Avenue, was it the same day at a Popeyes?
Yeah, Popeyes right down the street.
Same day, right down the street. They got shot out. We don't hear nothing about them.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody angry about that. And it was like 2 or 3 innocent people that got shot at that. But we don't hear nothing about, ain't no uproar about that. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the little girl, which it should be an uproar about.
It should be about.
But it should also be an uproar about them other ones too, especially those innocent people being shot, going to get something to eat. In our community, like as a community, we should be in an uproar, like you said.
So until we cast now, if it's a part of the game, this order, and everybody understand this sport, in my mind, I ain't justifying, but that's legal. But if it's outside,
crazy too.
It's crazy. But that's what you signed up for. You signed up for that. That's what it is.
That's what it is. You
know what I mean? And this thing of religion, so we can't really speak on that. But if it's outside of the game and Buddy just want to play ball and she just want to ride the bike, or he want to do that, he ain't on no sport or no team. He was just born on the wrong block.
Yeah.
Oh man, they need to be cast out from the village. And until we do that, how can we feel ashamed about our sin?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
So this summer that's coming up, is going to be even worse, because the 20K and the stimmy is going to be gone.
Before the summer, homie.
Yes, sir. So there's going to be a new victim out here, Joe. So there's going to be a new victim.
You don't think no more coming?
So what I'm saying is,
the strippers going to be protesting.
So what I'm saying is,
well, they got the PPP loans.
Oh,
that's
man.
what they talking
about. I know you're right. My bad. Go ahead.
They used to spending, big bucks right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not even nothing to even laugh about, because it's like Hunger Games out here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's serious. You know what I'm saying? And we got kids dwelling in this environment. You know what I'm saying? We can only keep them covered so long. We can only pray for them so much. You know what I'm saying?
And then it seems
until it start reacting. You know what I'm saying? Like a change. So we gotta, that's what I say. We gotta keep our circle tighter. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, communicate with the people that we love. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do that like every day. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't dealing with like regular people. We're dealing with people off perks, X, lean. You know what I'm saying? Some of everything, crack, dope. So we gotta move with our head on the swivel, and we gotta make sure our brother's cool. If we hanging out at night, man, call your brother, check up on him in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real out here in the field.
So
Yeah.
I agree with just about everything you said, except for one thing. And I'm gonna ask you opinion on it though as well, you know, because I don't feel it's like Hunger Games though, because like you said, they offer drugs, and the opportunity has been there because when you look at us as a people, you know what I'm saying, even looking at us for right here, opportunity has presented itself. We have taken, we provide for our family. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as, I'm not saying that it's all good, but it's not as bad as they make it, because they want, a lot of times we try to find excuses to do stuff no more. Back when we was growing up, younger, you know, a lot of our mothers, parents, guardians was on public aid and stuff,
Right.
you know, and we hustled to get money to get out of a situation. They're hustling to be in a situation so that they can be glorified as getting money and doing things like that. So it ain't like they starving. And a lot of them is still living with their mamas.
Well, we
and
didn't have the internet to put all that in our face either, that we got to take these chances. And, you know, because Rez used to always say about the social media makes the person at home who's doing nothing and got nothing, make him want to go get something.
So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I see. So, but you're not saying that they literally don't have opportunity.
No, I'm not saying
they
that.
just looking at the materialistic things that's put in front of their face, and they want that stuff.
And that's what make it Hunger Games.
I got you.
You know
I
what I'm
got you
saying?
now. I got you now. Right. I just wanted to clear that up because, you know, you do got some people who believe and they try to use that excuse. Oh, it's hard out here. You can't do this. Like, listen, no, it's a lot of opportunity out here for you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I got an opportunity for you if you want to come over here. I could, you know what I'm saying? But you won't choose to do that because you lazy or because you want to get it the easy way, because like Reg always say, social media plays such a big role in our society that feed our children and music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like J Dub say, you know what I'm saying? One of the most influential things and music that make our kids want to get out here and get. I just want to get it. Like, I'm owed this, so if it ain't given to me, I'm gonna go out here and take it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And
like I say, like
and
making
I think the jobs just ain't popular no more.
Yeah.
Like we say it's opportunity. They like, man, like me working a job ain't making me popular. You know what I mean? Because even our women is contributing with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
demands that they placing on the men to get it and get it right now. You know, he looking at his job, so he got to work about 3-4 shifts. You know what I mean? Just to do this, and Buddy over there willing to go take it and get it much quicker.
Yeah.
Right? So the women, so these young people got a lot to really, you know, try to navigate through that. But that's because it ain't no man in line and tell them like, man, Joe, you ain't got to do that, Joe. Tell you how to do it this way. So,
or options to give them those, like you say, show them those different ways to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because a person can, it's easy to do something negative because it ain't too much work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But to do something positive, you know,
work.
It's some work to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's work. It's work either way, but it seems easier. We know it's work either way. We know that for a fact because we've been there, but they don't see it because they looking at it as, because it's still work. Even if you going out there playing stick up, man, it's still some work that got to be put in. That's why we call it putting in work.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, but it's like y'all both saying, I agree. It needs to be somebody there teaching them from a kid. Listen, this is not, I'm talking about from a child, toddler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they get, I'm going to say 6 years old. At 6, you need to start instilling in them that you're better than this. You don't have to go this route. You can achieve more doing this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about it being taken away from you. But if ain't nobody telling you that, or telling you the risks, or telling you that at a young age, once you get older, what's in your mind is all you've been listening to in music and all you see on social media.
Because after a while, a person just stopped caring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nobody really talk about the depression that they suffer. What if Shorty suffer? You know, we don't really talk about, and so the lack of a mentor, so just circling back the bandwagon, you know, really everything that's happening to us on both sides of the fence, the common denominator is when the black man gonna stand up and take accountability for his house, whether it's with our own or whether it's with our, what y'all call the police, the ops. Either way, we the secret sauce.
And that's what, and once again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, chiming in on this topic, man. What I want to say is, it's, you know, of course, it's my views, but, and don't get me wrong, anytime police especially a Caucasian officer, you hear the news about them killing a black person, a black boy, a black girl. You know, it's terrible. It hurts. It hurts me. You know, to the point where I'm enraged. Yeah. But what enrages me more is that our people are killing our own people.
Yes, sir.
On average, our nation I don't even want to know the number of black on black violence, people killing each other. So how are we, not saying we here, but saying as black people, how are we so enraged and publicized all over news and social media about when a white person kills a black cop, but your cousin is killing black dudes every day?
And they bragging about how many bodies they get.
And y'all on social media with y'all guns in the camera. Y'all taking pictures with big ass stacks of money. Y'all doing all this stuff to bring attention to y'all own people to get hit. But when somebody gets killed by Caucasian police, y'all want to, something got to be done. No, something needs to be done in your own home, your own neighborhood, your own community. Because the shelf life for a young man is not even 21 now. We killing our own people so much to the point where it's ignored. It's ignored every day in society. But then when somebody gets killed by a cop, that's when we want to start an uproar, start rioting, start doing all this.
It's like what the philosopher said. Until it hit your grandma's house,
it don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing. People will normalize that. Like, Joe, I know people who came with guns still smoking.
Man, look.
Hey, man. We was barbecuing, we had a guy come through, and he just shot somebody. He wanted a hamburger while I was grilling.
And I made sure it was well done.
Yeah, I'm like, this can't be right. Like,
you didn't whack 4 people, and we up here eating hot dogs and chips. You know
it's normalized with our people, you know?
But I think so too, like I said, it go back to like me, it's the way we think. I know people hate the way we think, right? Like, anytime somebody productive, non-productive people think you should do better. Anytime somebody doing something on the grind, all the motherfuckers who ain't doing nothing think you should be doing more. So when we look at the police, we want them to do more because we expect them to do more, but we don't expect us to do shit. Because that means we gotta be responsible. So we just want to hold them to an expectation.
Hold them to a standard.
Because we don't want to do our own work. You get what I'm saying? And so anytime you hear anybody in that conversation, anybody who ain't never busy, always telling the person who is being busy what they could do better. You know what I'm saying?
Person who's doing the most, always saying the less.
Yes, sir.
And I do agree with that. We still, we still got to hold the police accountable. And it ain't like, let me just say this for the people. I want you to know, like, ain't none of my brothers up here trying to shift the narrative on that it's not the police, that the police don't need to be held accountable.
Right.
We not those type of people that every time they do something else, it's, well, why we doing it to ourselves? No, not at all. But there has to be some accountability for the way we act and what we do to our own, especially after something like a guilty verdict on all 3 charges. Because if they're now starting to see or feel that we matter, whether they care about us or not, they starting to see that it matters what happened to us, are we going to start to see that it matters to us, and we going to start caring every time one of ours do something to somebody else in our community, rather than just look at it like that's messed up. We got people that literally laugh at the stuff. Like, shoot, they shot him up. They shot up old girl, then went up the block and shot up somebody else. Man, they out there putting in work. They out there getting it in. Like it's funny or like it's a game. This is not a game.
Man.
We have to get to the point. Perfect example, and I'll bring it up. Ma'Khia Bryant.
Oh, the little girl, the young
16-year-old.
Yeah.
And the police that shot her, his name was it Nick Reardon? I believe Nick Reardon. I may look at it a little different from a lot of people, but I'm not ashamed to say I hate that young lady lost her life.
Yeah, definitely.
That hurt, man.
Definitely.
To see her get shot like that. But what I also had to look at was, me personally, I don't fault the police.
Okay.
Better? Did you want to say something?
Hold on, I ain't finished.
Okay.
I don't fault the police. Me personally, if after doing the homework and listening to certain things, if it was women that came over there to jump on this girl, and he saved the life of one of those women, because believe it or not, that was my sister. That was another. They was all our sisters.
Right.
The first one she tried to stab, she fell to the ground. He pulled out his gun. Now, if he just wanted to kill somebody, he could have shot the guy that kicked the girl on the ground, right? Mm-hmm. She lunged at the other girl with the knife, or woman with the knife. Then he shot her. I wish he would have had a tase out. I'm not gonna lie. I wish he had a tase out, especially if she was being bullied. But this is why it takes for us to be there early in life, so that we could teach our kids things like when the police get there, the police don't know nothing. First of all, if you call the police, don't try to kill nobody when the police here. What you think the police gonna do? You ain't even gotta be trying to kill nobody and the police will kill you.
Right.
We seen that. You can have your hands up and the police will kill you.
Right.
You can have a toy gun and the police will kill you.
Yeah.
You could just be walking home and they will kill you. So if you're trying to kill somebody in front of the police, what makes you think they're not going to try to put you down? Now, me personally, so that's something you have to teach a child. Like, you have to learn how to control your emotions. It's just like we teach our kids. If we got our kids and you got a brother and a sister or a brother and a brother and they fighting over something, when you say stop, better not nobody else throw another punch. Because the next one to throw a punch might get their head knocked off. Now, a lot of people look at it like, you know, he should be locked up for it. I think the girls that came there to fight, if they did, should be locked up for the murder. Me personally.
Because they instigated.
They instigated it.
Right.
But I have to look at this also. The girl that she lunged at with the knife, another one of my sisters, what if that was my biological sister? Would I be mad that he took her down before she stabbed her? Because she could have stabbed in the heart and killed her. I lost a friend who got stabbed in the heart. You know what I'm saying? I literally lost a friend who got stabbed in the heart by his girlfriend. What if she would have stabbed her in her face and it went through her eye and pierced her brain? And she a vegetable now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we not looking at it like, because police, that's what police supposed to be, as a hero. Now, I'm not saying he's a hero for killing her. Or why didn't he shoot her in the leg? Well, he could have shot her in the leg and killed her too if he hit an artery. You know what I'm saying? But you look at his reaction, to me, it wasn't like he was just there to kill nobody, because he could have killed the dude. Or he could have killed her before she even lunged at her, when she lunged at the girl on the ground. So to me, I may look at it a little different, because I guarantee you, whoever relative that was that he shot her before she got stabbed, the one that she was finna stab, her relatives looking at her like, I'm glad she didn't get stabbed. I'm glad he stopped her beforehand. Which I don't care what nobody say. If that was your daughter, everybody would be saying that.
So that go back to what we're saying. You know, when we talk about Chauvin and we talk about, you know, the first incident with the young lady, the 7-year-old, are we doing critical thinking? Right? You know, so every situation don't require this response on the police side and on our side. So I guess in summary, we could basically say we got to start really being more critical thinkers and start looking at the totality of everything. We have to look at everything, you know, as far as if it's black on black, we got to look at what role are we playing. If it's with the police, then we got to look at the circumstance. So is it enough of that, or are we being led like sheep? Are we going off of, you know, what speak the loud?
I feel you. I respect that, Brad. You know, I definitely feel sorry. She lost her life.
Yes.
You know.
That hurt.
Yeah.
You know, but we're not finna start doing this, writing love letters to the police officer. We're not finna start that, Joe. See, that's why they feel like we always love singing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, okay, you might have did the right thing. Okay, you the police.
I'm not saying he did the right thing, though. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, what I'm saying is,
he did his job.
He did his job, right? He got a couple of days off. You feel me?
Maybe a plaque.
Paid, you know what I'm saying? You just killed you know what I'm saying? You gotta live with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't know that. He didn't know that.
Still, my thing is, to us, I'm not gonna put what if she's, that was my daughter, she would have stabbed. We ain't gonna even go that far.
Why can't you go that far?
I'm just saying.
What if that was your daughter?
I'm just looking at it different as
What
the
if
police.
Right, but I'm just saying, what if that was your daughter?
Understandable.
I'm asking.
Either or.
If that was your daughter.
Your daughter, either or.
No, I'm saying I'm
getting
just
stabbed or the one with the knife.
Right, I'm talking about getting stabbed. I ain't talking about the one with the knife.
I'm saying it could have been either or.
Exactly.
It's a sister, right?
Yeah.
So it could have been either or. So we don't want the life taken, period.
No.
Is she gonna stab her, the police gonna shoot it?
That's why I said
we don't want to take
right,
it.
But when you say something like we not writing love letters, you got to the first thing I said was.
But you said you'd rather them get charged for the murder instead of him, even though we don't say he gonna get charged for a murder. You know what I'm saying? You said you'd rather have them charged for it.
Because if they would have never came to jump on, they wouldn't be in the situation.
Oh.
They the ones that sparked.
They was even mad that the police shot him.
Yeah, but this my thing. This my thing though. You gotta hear me out. If that was your daughter finna get stabbed, and the police saved her from being stabbed.
Yes.
I still don't think he should have killed her. And I hate that he put 4 shots into the girl's chest. Mm-hmm. That hurt me. That's what I'm saying. That's the first thing I said. So don't get me confused. It ain't no love letter. But you have to understand that if he saved her life, your daughter's life, would you rather him allow your daughter to get stabbed? Tell me that. Honestly tell me you would have rather him allowed your daughter to get stabbed.
I don't just look at the victim. Listen.
You going around the question.
I understand. Listen, but I'm giving you the same one. What if your daughter is the one holding the knife?
Exactly. That's why I say that's why it's so important that we be there from the beginning. Because my daughter should have enough sense. If you called the police, you don't try to kill nobody in front of no police.
Yes. How you ever?
I'm just being real.
Okay,
like,
listen. If you seen
when they'll kill you for nothing.
Listen. If you seen the tape, the recording. It was like she didn't even see him. She was out her mind. If you look at it, she didn't put no eyes on the police at all. She was enraged. And we all dealt with kids who get hyperventilating and they get crazy. When they get mad, they get to crying and doing all crazy stuff. That happens. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
You don't hear nothing.
Oh, when I saw the police,
you don't hear nothing.
I did it. And when I saw the police, I got little.
Look,
I understand.
Listen, I'm gonna get it distracted. Would it change your mind? Like, if the police didn't do nothing and she stabbed the girl, what would you think?
No. I said both of them.
I'm just saying,
it's a tragedy.
No, what I'm saying is,
he said, "How would you feel about it?"
What I'm asking is
to start doing the kumbaya for him.
I'm not doing that.
We still got to hold people accountable for everything he do. So if he shot her, we want to know, like, why was the 4 included? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you shoot her 4 times?
Well, when you look at it, it was quick. It was just quick.
You been shooting that gun every other month. Shit. You go to the shooting range every week.
Dude.
So then look, hold on. And I ain't finna debate.
I ain't finna get to shooting the gun though.
No, listen.
To defend yourself.
It go back to what I said before. We got to keep it accountable to the police officer. Why did you shoot him 4 times, right?
On both sides.
Right?
Yeah.
But we also got to find out, motherfuckers been getting shot jaywalking.
Right.
So, somebody got to ask that question to them people. Timmy got shot flying a kite. It's a good chance if you call this number and you might want to take 10 seconds before you dial this number, right?
Cause we start patting him on the back, he gonna come out a gunslinger.
I'm not, and that's not necessarily true. But I'm not patting him on the back. I still feel like if she was being bullied, if that was me and my daughter, like, man, I want you to charge those people that caused this thing. Because if they would have never been over here bullying her, if they never would have been doing this police would have never even had to be called. You know what I'm saying? I want the ones that's accountable for it happening to happen. I want him to be held accountable for what he did. Yeah, he needs to go through the ringer for what he did. He could have been less, but when you look at it, it was in an instance where what if he was just saying like, she finna kill her. And that was my daughter. I'm just being honest. People could say it all they want, but if they would have let him stab her, if they would have let her stab her, they would have been on that police like they don't give a damn about black people. They just let us kill us in front of us. in front of them.
Yeah, that would have been a whole nother set.
That would have been a whole nother thing.
That would have been like next week.
They gonna give another black on black crime.
They don't give a damn about us. Look, while he sat there and watched her while she killed her. She just saw her finna stab the girl on the ground.
Yeah,
then he lit up and let her stab my daughter in the face.
Yeah, that's true.
And killed her.
And she can't get no settlement. You know what I mean? That would have, I'm just saying.
It's a double standard. That's all I'm saying.
No settlement. Ladies and gentlemen, man, look, we can go on this stuff all day, man. I hate that we have these type of topics because, what we're going to start doing is, like I said, you guys, this is about to be a true TOTB summer, man. We have a mix of mingle coming up. We got a lot of live people coming on the show again. And we're about to have, ladies and gentlemen, we about to have a few people in here interacting with us. Maybe like a smaller audience, just a Q&A type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Time out, Reds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go. But I do got to say this, man.
Mm-hmm.
To the family of Ma'Khia Bryant, I'm not saying that her daughter deserved
No, we're not saying that.
deserved to die.
Nobody deserves
We're
to die.
talking about we got to look at things from accountability point of what we need to start doing and expressing to our people.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to cry. Like, it hurt me that 16-year-old girl
Right.
No,
get
that's
killed
terrible.
like that, bro. I'm not
Terrible.
saying that she deserves
And
it.
we know you care.
Yeah.
We respect the fact, we got to be able to be, can we have a difference of opinion and not be meant in malice? You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Amen.
Because he may think differently. Why would we hate our brother? Because he see it differently, right? So we love that young lady. We love that family.
Yes,
we love
of
our
course.
people. That's why we're speaking on this.
Of course, that's what
You know
this
I'm
that's what this table
So
is
you
about.
ain't, you righteous in what you're saying, bro. You know what I mean?
We like to bring awareness to topics that people don't like to talk about, right? And we get backlash from it, but we're not, nobody on this platform hasn't been through fire and hasn't come out of it. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, we definitely want to, our prayers and thoughts go out to anybody that's lost their life, to any type of gun violence, knife violence, anything like that, because it's just simply not right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to continue to advocate, peace and justice and stuff like that. But this topic was prevalent because we want to know what you guys think about it. Be sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Tell us what you think, man. Send us an inbox. You know where to find us on Instagram and everything like that, right? We're going to take a quick little turn, because grind. It's about that time, man.
It's about that time, man. Shout out to the plug.
You know it.
To the plug.
Shout out to the plug, man. Listen, y'all need to go on. If you want the latest and the hottest topics on relationships, man, y'all check out my brother, Reggie in the Nas Society podcast, our brother podcast, man.
Yeah, you know it.
Is that I'm talking about the
juicy.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. He set it on fire, man. It's funny because when you watch it and you listen to it, man, or you look at the comments, man, the women be on there. Whoo,
Oh, man.
they more vocal than anything. You know what I mean?
Women, don't be mad at me. I know y'all got a
Yeah.
love-hate relationship for me, but I love y'all, all right?
For sure. Also, man, listen, if you ain't in tune, get into Mr. Moolah Monster.
You know it.
With the Moolah Monster collection. Man, check him out on the latest in fashions. I'm talking about some of the hottest fashions around. You know,
Yeah.
and if you ain't up on Holy Grind, man, check out Holy Grind. Album Blood Reflect.
Fire.
Get that album Blood Reflect, Holy Grind. I pray that it blesses you to listen to it as it did for me to create it. And man, also check out LaTroy Hinton on Facebook for the jerk tacos, man. Oh my God.
Man.
Cheese,
Yes, sir.
man. Off the chain, man. Man, shout out to the plug,
Shout
man.
out to the
to the
plug.
plug.
Shout out to the plug. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something we haven't did in a couple shows, man. We're going to, bring it back for a minute, man, just to lighten up a little bit of the mood here. If you are not familiar with this segment, ladies and gentlemen, this segment is called What's in That Bag, right? So, what we do with What's in That Bag, of course, I bring a topic to the panel of guys, and if they have something to say about it, they jump in and get their input on it. But if ain't nothing in that bag, like my man Moolah said, you can't peek in the bag, and then, if ain't nothing in that bag, you can't say nothing about it, all right? Y'all with it?
go.
Let's get it. All right, so
Hopefully you brought something in that bag.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a situation. Actually, this kind of hits close to home. It's one of my guys, one of my homies. I grew up with him, right? Got married maybe like 3 years ago. Love his wife. Do anything for his wife. He just bought her a car, bought a big house, did like take care of all the bills, everything, right? He called me the other day. I was at work, so I couldn't answer, but he called me again like he was blowing up my phone. I answered the phone, he was crying. I'm like, what's wrong, bro? He said, man, I got home early. Keisha was in the bed with another woman.
Like the same Keisha that he just...
His wife was in the bed with another woman.
Oh, okay.
And they was being intimate. Now, he didn't stop him. He just peeked in, saw him, and left.
Right.
Started crying and called me. So I want to know, my brothers, what would you do in the situation when you came home and you saw your woman in the bed with another woman being intimate? What would you do? Or is something in that bag for anybody here?
Well, it depends on what she looked like in that room. Right?
Keep it honest.
I go over that room and, you know, it's something going on. I could made you seem like that, Joe. I don't know. I ain't gonna go home crying or nothing like that.
Okay.
I believe like this, you know, like if, you know, I'm thankful that she thought about me to bring something home for me.
This is
you
my
know so I'm not gonna go against it. And,
this is thinking
definitely thinking outside the box.
If she was thinking enough, you know, if she brought home groceries and milk and stuff like that, I'm just gonna mind my business. You know what I mean? There ain't gonna be no crying and no book studying.
No. So you gonna pop in and are you gonna stop it or are you just gonna?
I'm gonna mind my business. You know, I'm gonna let the people work. You know, because she brought him here. And, you know, I'm a community activist.
What you got? This guy here, man.
That's your answer?
I'm not gonna. No, listen.
That's what he said.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
What?
Emotionally, I'm not gonna be crying and none of this hoop.
That X out.
X that out. You know, I'm gonna really, you know, let it do what it do, and then we you know, figure it out.
You gonna let them finish?
I'm gonna let them do their work.
Then,
you know, because here go the thing is, wait a minute, let's just put it in context. Go over the background between those two relationships. He been with her for a while, right?
They've been married for like 3 years. Been together
so
like 10.
My thing is, if my girl got a girlfriend, and see, this is what I think would make you uncomfortable. Can I still love my girl if she got a girlfriend? Can I still love my wife if she got a girlfriend? So, you know.
I got something to say about that, but
Yeah, you know.
what you got? What you got? What you got, man?
Man, I'm gonna be fucked up. I'm gonna be looking at shit, right?
God.
I gotta peep, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna think it's like our anniversary or I'm gonna think like, is it my birthday? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm telling you, naturally I'm gonna think that way. Cause I'm like, how could she do this? You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna have to say something.
Okay.
See, I'm not gonna just let them just keep going. No. My pillows and shit like that, no.
You gonna get rid of it? I mean, you gonna get rid of it?
No,
Okay, he said no. This is not it.
Hold on, let me talk. I said I'm gonna come in, and if they shocked, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna know this not for me. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't planned for you to see that.
For you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, then that's when like
you gonna make a move.
I'm gonna make a move. Like, Joe, what's up? Can we do this together? Because you cheat. We need to all cheat together.
Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying?
We had to fast forward.
Yeah, make a move.
Because it's not for me. So
Well,
now
you just said we're gonna do this together, though.
Now, listen. Because now I know it's not for me. So now I want to join because now I didn't know you had this in your bag. You understand? So now this the play. Since we all here, let's join hands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if she like, no, you know what I'm saying? This is just us two. That's when it's gonna be a problem, and you know we're might fight. You know,
It's a reason why I went them two first. Right. Now grind. I know you got a different answer, but what would you do, bro? You came home early from work. Your wife not expecting you to come home early. You walk in, hey baby, whoa.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Is because a lot of people won't be honest about
Okay.
stuff.
Keep it a
Won't
buck.
be honest. You know, if I seen it, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
You gotta stop first of all.
You gonna go crying though?
Ain't gonna go crying.
Okay.
See that, and that's I won't go crying if it's a man, but it will be a different response from a man.
Oh.
I still ain't gonna go crying if it's a
gonna cry
man
either, though,
because
bro.
I'm one of those people. I'm not insecure.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I realize that people gonna be people. They do what they want to do. Now the relationship may, and it's funny because I'm gonna be completely honest. If it's a man, instantly it's over.
It's over with, right?
And you in my house,
Right.
So you bound to get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I still ain't finna cry. You gotta go and
Right.
You got to work. You up out of here too, or I'm gone. One or the other. You know what I'm saying? Now, because you'll never bring nothing to my house, and that's why I'm even mad if it's a woman. You don't bring nothing into my house.
She said, I'm saved.
I'm the king of this house.
Oh.
You don't bring nothing into this
she
house.
work with me.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But it is a different, because now I gotta figure what's going on.
Right.
Because this is something I ain't seen.
Right.
I ain't foresee. So is this something that you into? Or and it's a different feeling. Like a man really won't tell you. I ain't looking at, I don't want her, because I ain't one of those people. I'm loyal to mine.
Right.
So I want you. So I don't even want I don't want nothing. I understand you single, you know what I'm saying? You want to do threesome or whatever, all that, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, but that's not me, my forte. So she got to go. But I am concerned, like, what is this? What's this about? When this happened? How it happened? It's different questions that I'm raised,
Right.
and I may be more lenient. I'm not gonna lie. I may be more lenient because of the way I was brought up, because I used to be like y'all.
Yeah.
Like, let me get in with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by me being that, I would be like, maybe more lenient towards your response of being, whether or not it's over or not, than if it's a man.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now.
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
Okay, that's rough.
I can dig
Let me
that.
just
Say that. Hold on. Why you say that?
Because you would take her back if she been licked on, but you won't take her back.
Wait,
Let's hold on.
Let me
say.
Ask my question first.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Go
Dig him out.
because it ain't gonna be the same.
And I want to talk about that too.
So this
Go
the
ahead.
reason why. The reason why is because the man we enter, she's receiving. You know what I'm saying?
It's like biology.
We receiving. You know what I'm saying? And ain't even in the spiritual sense. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to figure this out because it's something I miss. You know what I'm saying? And even in the same token, it's like it really will hurt more with a woman, because it's like I'm a man.
That's what I was saying.
And I know that's what you were
see what I'm
saying.
saying?
Like,
Something
I'm a
wrong
man,
with me.
something wrong with me,
Right,
but you
right.
with
That's why I got what
woman.
where
You
you're coming
could
from
have
with
talked
that.
to me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. With a man, I know more so, it's more so your choice. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it's more so your choice. You know what I'm saying?
I like what I believe. Let me say.
I know it's your choice, boy, fight, but I'm saying, but what made you switch
I believe what-
from a man to a woman? I got more questions.
Yeah.
I'm so curious, like,
Yeah.
why a woman? A man I can understand. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't agree with it.
Right.
I'm just saying I understand you still in the same vein.
And you saying if you walked in and you saw a man, automatically it's a woman.
It's
Because he
Man,
understands.
you don't bring no man to my crib, man.
He understands a man. That's why you didn't ask that question.
Yeah.
Because we understand a man. What our point is, and it sounds funny, yeah, we unclear about what's happening, but you still want to know. You still can't just say you're gonna throw her away if you love her. You want to first get an understanding.
With a man?
No, I ain't talking about the man.
Oh, I was gonna say, no. You bring no man into my crib.
I ain't trying to say no ticket.
No, I'm just saying, right. With a woman, I need to know, right? You're right.
I
With
said
a woman, I
I
want
said
to.
We get deeper because they got connection.
Yes.
That's what I said. With a man, you understood.
Right.
I said, but a woman, when everybody said, man, you ain't finna do nothing for the because you gotta first understand why this happening before you just throw her away.
Yeah.
If you just quick to see something, not with a man, I'm done, and you get to running off crying, Joe, then we gotta ask yourself the question, Joe. You didn't want to try to understand that?
I'm like, how do you go from me to a woman?
That's why I wanted to join, because now she say, no, it's only me and her. Now I know it was me. See, I didn't have to do the detective work. I joined and she said, no, this is me and her. So now I know there's something wrong with me.
So the answer that Reg, I can't open my bag yet.
You ain't open the bag.
So my answer is I ain't gonna open my bag yet.
I'll say my little piece before we sign on off. This is why I bring up this, and I'm going to bring it up on my show too, because there is a stereotypical view on if it is a man or if it's a woman, right? Because more men are more lenient if it's a woman, be like, damn, am I going to join or am I going to talk to her and see like, damn, baby, what's going on? If it's a man, it's different. But we have to be strong enough to understand that sometimes if it's a man, if he didn't break in there, he was allowed in that house.
We don't even want to
he was
think
allowed
about
in
that.
there.
I don't even trust you no
So,
more.
Right.
so you can't be quick to whoop his ass and pull a pistol on him because he was a man. He was allowed on him. Just say, hey, nigga, get the fuck out of my house.
Right.
I ain't whatever. Because that's just how men,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's messed up.
Right.
But a man will go into another man's house and sleep with his wife, not even care about the consequences, but he's just trying to get off. You see what I mean?
Right.
Because men are crazy like that.
Right.
So it's very dangerous. But that's a situation we got to pay attention to because it happens a lot.
But time out. I got to interrupt you real quick about that going into a man's house. When you come into a married person's house, you see pictures. You see all type of stuff that you know.
What do you think?
It's not. I know the difference when I go into a married person's house.
Yeah.
Into it. That's why I say he might get hurt. Because, dude, you coming into my house.
But do you think he really cares though? If it's the
That's
other
why
person?
you getting hurt. Because you don't even care to come
Exactly.
in my. You in my bed.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do that. I can't do that.
He didn't know that
I
that
can't
was
do
you
that.
because you had the Corona man.
It don't
scar.
matter.
Yeah, he didn't know.
But that's what I'm saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man, we poking some fun, man, but definitely, man, thank you guys for tuning in again, man. Be sure you like, subscribe, and comment and share this episode and every other episode we have, man. We got a lot of stuff for you guys, man, coming up soon. Be sure to follow us on NDTV Network, of course, and on YouTube at TOTB_show. Like, subscribe, comment, and share for your chance to win a lot of money, man, coming up real soon. Stay tuned for the updates and the events that's coming up this summer. And, of course, next week we have another show for you guys. So, once again, man, tell them where they can find you at and anything you want to plug.
Yeah, I want to plug something. Moolah Monster Collection.
There it is.
We got a spring, you know what I'm saying, fashion line coming, you know what I'm saying, May, you know, gonna be a pop-up too. Check us out, you know what I'm saying, you know, get in tune. And, you know, that's about it.
You know it. My man, Scholar, what you got for the people?
I salute. Reach me at black_scholar00.
There it is. Holy Ground, what you got for him?
At Holy Grind on Instagram. There it is.
There it is, man. Be sure to support his music, man. Real fire. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Some good quality music. Also, you can find me at Reggie Move Forward on Facebook and the Nas Society on Instagram. Be sure to shop me at www.nassociety.com and stay tuned for the Nas Society podcast, which I would like to have my brothers to come onto my realm and come into a show. You know,
It's
so
on Monday, right?
yeah, it's on Monday. So
Monday's hard for us, right?
Yeah.
But we're
We
gonna
gonna push.
for real.
I would like you guys to.
Let our head down.
It's a definitely different atmosphere. So with that, we are
Thinking outside the box.
Next time, guys.
Things have come to head. Time out for Scare You Scare. Reroute today and follow us down Courage Lane. They cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage. Not this is far more tragic than was comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and